Okay, so we're going to try and solve this by substitution. So the first thing I always like to do is to write my equations side by side, and I find that a lot easier to solve the problem. Now, your first step is to always isolate one variable. It doesn't matter which one. We can notice that y is already isolated over here, so we don't have to do the first step in this question. Your second step is substitution. So I know y equals 3x minus 2. I'm going to replace this y with 3x minus 2. Write the rest of the equation the same. Now I'm going to solve this equation so I can get rid of my bracket. X plus 3x is just 4x. I'm going to move the negative 2 and add it on the other side, so it's going to be 10 plus 2, which is 12. I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides, so I get x equals 3. And then I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to sub my x value in. So y equals to 3 times 3 minus 2, which is 9 minus 2, so y equals 7, and we have our two solutions of x and y. So I like to do it side by side because you can go back and forth to solve the question. Let's try a bit of a harder example. Again, I'm going to start by writing my equations side by side. And then I'm going to try and isolate one variable. The easiest variable to isolate is the one with no numbers before it. So I'm going to isolate x over here because the other three ones have numbers. So x equals 6 minus 3y. Once I've isolated, I'm going to sub in the other equation. So I'm going to replace the x here with 6 minus 3y. And now I'm going to solve this. So 3 times 6 is 18, minus 3 times 3 is 9y. Negative 9y plus 2y is negative 7y. I'm going to move the 18 to the other side, so negative 7y equals to 10 minus 18, which is negative 8. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 7. So I get y equals to 8 over 7. Final solution is a fraction. I'm going to come back here and sub it for x. So x equals 6 minus 3 times 8 over 7, which is 6 minus 24 over 7. And you can either do this with a common denominator, or you can also use a scientific calculator. In my scientific calculator, if I type 6 minus 24 over 7 and I hit shift A, B, O, C, that turns it into a fraction, which is negative 3 over 4. So x equals negative 3 over 4. I prefer to do it in the scientific calculator. Again, my final solution here. I'm going to go to some slightly different questions as well. Some will be easier, some will be more difficult. So let's start with number 3. Let's start by writing my two equations side by side. Now what we notice is y is isolated in both these equations, so you can do whichever substitution you want. I'm just going to replace this y with 3x plus 4. So 3x plus 4 equals to 2x minus 8. I'm going to move the 4 to this side, and I'm going to move the 2x to this side. So 3x minus 2x equals to negative 8 minus 4. X equals negative 12. I'm going to come back here and sub it. Y equals to 3, negative 12 plus 4. That's negative 36 plus 4, which is negative 32. Have my solution. Again, that was a bit of an easy one. And then I'm going to go to the last question here, which is the hardest question, and I'm going to show you why. So 3x plus 2y equals to 6. 2x plus 5y equals 10. Now if you're trying to isolate a variable here, they are all really hard to isolate, which means you just have to pick one. I'm just going to pick the x over here because I know 6 can be at least divided by 3. So 3x equals 6 minus 2y. Then I'm going to divide each term by 3. So x equals to 2 minus 2 over 3 y. So now I have x isolated here. I'm going to sub it in over here. So 2 times 2 minus 2 over 3y plus 5y equals to 10. And multiply the 2 into the bracket. So 4 minus 4 over 3y plus 5y equals to 10. I'm going to combine these two like terms again. I'm going to do it in my calculator. So negative 4 over 3 plus 5, and then shift AB over C, so that's 11 over 3. So 4 plus 11 over 3y equals to 10. I'm going to subtract the 4 on the other side, so 11 over 3y equals to 6. I'm going to multiply the 3 there, so 11y equals to 18, and then I'm going to divide both sides by 11, so y equals 18 over 11. I'm going to come back here and sub it in here to find my x. So x equals 2 minus 2 over 3 times 18 over 11. So 2 times 18 is 36, 3 times 11 is 33. That can be simplified, but again, I'm just going to type this in my calculator. The calculator is going to automatically do the simplification. So 2 minus 36 divided by 33, shift AB over C, and I get 10 over 11 as the final solution. So x equals 10 over 11.